All right, Matt, UFC on ESPN Plus 6. This is a big ESPN card from Boston, Massachusetts. TD Garden, the first time the UFC's been back to the Garden since UFC 220 back in January 2018. Now, Matt, let's start the clock talking about our main card. We're kicking off the main card with a middleweight bout between Deron Winn taking on Darren the Dentist Stewart. This is a really top matchup. You wouldn't think of it maybe as far as the rankings are concerned, but a really, really difficult matchup here at middleweight. You got Deron Winn. He made a big splash in his UFC debut against Eric Spicely in June. What can you tell us about him?
Volume. That kind of describes the whole game of Winn. Now, he has all these really high-level wrestling credentials. We just haven't really seen them in the UFC yet. In his last fight against Eric Spicely, Spicely was pretty crafty on the ground, so he just kept the fight standing, and he kind of had like the Max Holloway approach. I'm not going to knock you out with one. I'm going to hit you 500 times, and eventually you're going to fall. And it was fight of the night, one of the better fights of the year. But the only thing that kind of worries me is that in that fight against Spicely, Spicely's not that heavy-handed, but he did get rocked and kind of stood up a few times with big shots. And if Eric Spicely can hurt you, a guy like Darren Stewart with that much power, he's going to be able to put you away.
And I mean, you mentioned that, obviously, that fight there, and as far as it was concerned, he landed 171 of 369 total strikes in that fight. Listen, he trains directly with guys like Cain Velasquez, and oh, by the way, he's a direct protege of Daniel Cormier.
He's good.
Comes out of AKA. He also was a two-time JUCO champ and a three-time All-American at Lindenwood University. So he's kind of like a budding Sean Bunch, a guy who we would train with, but Bunch, 36 years old, Deron Winn, quite a bit younger there. We previewed Winn at quite a high, level of time here. But Darren Stewart, man, this is a guy that started his UFC career off 0-3, had to really fight back, claw back to put a winning record together. And since then, he's looked great. He's 3-1. He's got plenty of finishes. What can you tell us about him?
So everyone's really high on Edmund Shbazian, but people like to forget the fact that Edmund Shbazian he didn't really beat Darren Stewart in a fight, and that just kind of tells you how good Stewart is. Like, he's got big power. His cardio is kind of deceiving. He does carry that power late into a fight, but it's going to be really interesting to see if Winn can deal with the power of Stewart and if Stewart can deal with the cardio of Winn.
Who are you going to pick here? I mean, the odds are basically pick him at this point.
I think Stewart could pull off the upset, I guess, but I do think Winn's going to win this.
I'm going to take Deron Winn as well in this fight, but really looking forward to this one. Super high level, and you know what? If Darren Stewart ended up getting some crazy kind of a knockout win, I wouldn't be surprised either. So be sure to stay tuned for Fight Night Picks 2-minute predictions for UFC Boston here on YouTube. Let's get into it.